As an athlete for Gasp and Better Bodies, we like to put out footage talking about training knowledge, show a little bit of the intense side of how we even get this large, how to put on muscle properly, the passion behind the sport, behind the brand. I'm gonna give tips, cues, all kinds of shit when it comes to back. I got worldwide known for my back this last year. I've done different things to build it up, but I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing currently. Intensity is always king, but technique and all that has changed along the line as I've gotten to a higher level of professionalism in the sport. Yes, perfect. So because I'm by myself, I'm gonna do some different stuff that I'm sure maybe you guys haven't seen before. I haven't even used before. However, I'm gonna show you little cues again, how I engage certain things in my back, what I'm trying to feel and what I'm trying to actually use this for. So this angle, it's obviously not the widest angle. However, I feel it in my, kind of like my rhomboids, a little bit of my lat. I'm sure if I went a little wider, I'd get more of the teres and rhomboids, but definitely kind of a different feel. I'm gonna put more weight on it to see if that adds a little more stimulus to where I'm trying to work. This actually feels kind of like a pullover. So it's kind of dope to start with because we're looking at the width of it, how it opens me up. It's opening up the whole back. So I wouldn't use it as a heavy movement, but definitely one that I'm stretching out the lat as much as possible. And literally it's like pulling it over. Now that I added actually some weight to it, I can feel where it's trying to hit. So keep in mind when you're filling out a machine, sometimes it takes a certain amount of load to actually get your muscles to work the way you're trying to feel them work. That's very important. Never rush a machine you've never used, and gradually build up till you find that weight that's gonna give you the stimulus you're looking for. I'll ride that out. Probably 2 more sets. Close to failure, not true failure. And then go from there. Fuck. Oh, that hurts. Oh shit. That burns. We got everything opened up. I got a pump already. I feel connected, so we're gonna go on to the next one. I think I wanna do a lat pull down, a regular lat pull down. That was so much like a really wide pullover that I'm gonna do a lat pull down and not do that regular pullover at the end. I feel like that mimicked it really well. I thought it was gonna feel like a lat pull down over there and it didn't. So I'm gonna do an actual one. Again, it's a new exercise. I'm gonna feel it out, see where I'm at, go from there. One thing I want to explain about lat pull down. Coming up, I heard the phrase, if you want to get wide, you got to pull wide, and I don't believe that's actually the case. You want to pull where it's the most advantageous to your muscle insertions. So for me, I am wide. However, my lats sit low. This is a lat pull down, meaning I want to use my lats. So I find that when I grip a little closer, elbows and bar path are more directed to the lat itself. When I grip wider here, I feel my rear delts, my rhomboids, and my teres muscles. So I'll typically lift a little lighter there, and the movement's a little more shallow. Again, if my lats are low, how am I gonna get full lat activation when I stop here? See what I'm saying? Elbows are the path to the insertions of the back that you're trying to work. Closer to the grip for me, the lower the lat I'm gonna use, my lat inserts in the lower area. You have to find yours, but really think about where your elbows are pulling down to. So same with your rows. Just because something works for you doesn't mean it's gonna work for me or for someone else. Exactly, you lift for your body. That's what becoming a pro bodybuilder is. A pro bodybuilder doesn't mean you're a professional at everybody else's body. It's a professional at your body. Understanding what works for you, what cues work for you, what tempo works for you, how much tension your muscle needs, what rep ranges work for you, all kinds of shit. So when someone tells you what's the best rep range, all of them. Because all of them have a time and place, and everyone's different. So figure it out until you find yours. I'm doing 3 working sets here. None of them are fail. I talk about the muscle being a balloon. If I don't hit failure, but I get close to it, I inflate it, and then it deflates a little bit. And then from here, I inflate it more, and it deflates a little bit, but it's bigger than the last set. Now I'm here on this one, and if I deflate a little bit, I'll go to the next movement and use that. Sometimes, I don't feel like the balloon inflated after the second set, because my body acclimates to the weight. So what I'll do is, I'll go like a pin down or add 5-10 pounds, just a small amount, and it creates almost a whole new stimulus to the muscle, and it shocks you for a second, like, oh shit, it's a little more stressful, which will inflate the balloon farther like I wanted. So I put 1 pin down, the goal is still 10 to 12 reps. If I only get 10, that's fine. If I get 12, that's fine, as long as I don't push the failure limit. But I feel where that's at. I've experienced enough to know where that's at. Let's try that machine. Why not? Oh wait. So this is a piece I've actually never seen before. I probably have, this one looks old. So this is pretty much a high row. Now it's not identical, but it's very similar to the way I hit a close grip pull down. If you look, this is actually individual though, which is really fucking cool. It's already set up like the seat and everything. So, high row means it's high and you're rowing low, inserting into that low lat. When you do a D-bar close, a double D close grip pull down, you're extending and bringing it down to here. So you're just isolating it and getting a little bit of a different angle, but very similar. When I do it personally, I have my legs back farther. Paul will go directly under. I get too much mid-back and rhomboids doing that. I want to hit it more of an angle. So this is perfect for me. This is a perfect working weight. I got 13 reps. I know it's a weird number, but remember I'm feeling out my reps. I always try to keep it 10 to 15. I'm back more on the lower end of 10. 13 was a sweet spot. Try to mimic that for 2 more sets. Hopefully get closer and closer to that failure point as the sets continue to break down my muscle, fatigue my body. I'm way stronger than I'm moving this. However, I'm moving it with purpose, precision, and tension within tempo. So that drag, it's not a pull, I'm dragging my elbow. Constant tension this way, squeeze, up, Constant tension, squeeze, up. There's a certain tempo for a reason. It's 100% feeling my muscle work. So again, beginners, don't do this. Intermediate, feel this from time to time. Advanced, you already know what I mean. Fuck. Low cable pulley. Educational purpose. You're watching me stop on the stretch. You want to kill momentum in the back. You're gonna have a little bit of body English because you're not a robot. However, that pause on the stretch creates harsh tension once you pull from the elbows. How you set up is how you're gonna pick it up. You're trying to isolate a muscle group. You have to make the body isolate it with those kind of tension points. Without sounding all fucking scientific, it's a pause and go. Pause on the stretch, pick it up. Pause on the stretch, pick it up. If you want to try to work the muscle in the most harsh way possible, that's how you're gonna do it. When you have rhythm and momentum, you're gonna work the muscle, but you're gonna work harder with less weight, the way I just explained it. And you're gonna pull true to the elbow. People with big ass arms and big shoulders, no back, they're just using momentum in their arms to pull. Back is meant to drag weight, not throw it. So again, if you have what I just explained, big arms, big shoulders, no back, you're probably pulling with the arm, using momentum. Try to do it how I just showed you. So this is one of those, I'm gonna do one more set, because that first set, I got 15 reps, but it wasn't like I felt like I was working the whole time. So it won't hurt me to do one more. A phrase that gets tossed around a lot that I don't agree with is junk volume. Have you heard that, Carlos? Junk volume?
Yeah.
To me, junk volume means weight or a lift without purpose. Did I consider that first one a waste? No. I didn't push my set. It showed me what to feel. It told me exactly where I was gonna be on this machine. Also, junk volume falls under the category of beating a dead horse. If I have taken the muscle to the most I'm gonna get out of it, doing another set on a beaten up muscle is junk volume.
Yeah.
That's purposeless. That's moving without intention.
Right.
And you'll know because the muscle almost feels numb when you're doing it. You lose the connection, you lose the harsh contraction.
Yeah.
Not all volume is junk volume. For some reason, well, I know the reason. I believe in what Dorian Yates taught. I've done it myself. but I've also gotten more out of what I'm doing now. Time and place, I believe you should do it. But I think that's really good for foundational strength and the foundation of mass. But you build off it with this. Volume, angles, blood flow, pumping up the muscle, knowing how to contract the muscle properly, and using enough weight, as I talked about earlier, as a stimulus to create a harsh contraction with time under tension, right? So, as I've done this over the years, there's levels to this. There's beginner, intermediate, advanced. I'll even go back to some of the beginner shit sometimes, just for fun. But everything has intention, and there's some days I'm stronger than others, so I test myself a little bit. But the key is longevity and not wasting a session. Don't move things mindlessly, don't overthink things, and the most important thing of all of it is enjoy what you're doing, because if you don't, this is purposeless. We get into this because we love it. If you stop loving it, you're doing it wrong. Take my word for it. Love it, or it's not worth doing. This one's notorious for being a humbler, hence the nickname. So I've gone up to 2 plates here at a different gym.
What makes it the humbler?
The way the load sits on the stretch. So if you're watching, I'm pausing on the stretch to get the most out of it. When it comes to mid-back, stretch is everything. You want to build up those mid-back rhomboids and traps. Stretch them out. The thing I like about this one, you see this? The give. I've always preferred machines that do that, because when it came to building my mid-back, my fists, when they're slightly tilted, I get the most out of it for myself. Some people like the straight bar. Paul's one of them. Again, different bodies, different backs. What do you feel most? You can still do that angle, the flat angle. However, this is why pieces matter. This is why machine variety matters. I really like this one. I saved it for the end.
It appeals to your twist, like you said.
You can twist it, you can keep it in place, but regardless, it gives wrist give, which gives forearm freedom, so you don't get pain in I forgot what the different called. It'll come to me. But, the elbow extensors, I believe, right here, you don't get pain in there because you have move, or give, I mean. So again, this machine, for me, is it's a fucking, what do you call it, delicacy. I love it.
So that last one, you just put it back.
My grip was slipping.
Okay.
So I would have thrown it.
Okay.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
So I loaded it and then it was like, yeah. So a lot of times I always do 6 movements for back, every angle I can. So with that said, I did a pullover style with that first machine. That's one. I did the lat pull down 2. Number 3 was that high row from high to low. Number 4 was the dual low cable row. Number 5 was the humbler for mid-back. The last one usually is a second mid-back movement or a second low rowing movement. Today I'm going to choose to do a low rowing movement. The angle I showed earlier was a little higher. This one is from down here upward. Almost like you're hitting right before you go into a last breath. Single arm. Lats like to be biased, meaning one will take over in a lot of the dual movements. So if you notice, I've been trying to do single hand stuff, but you're obviously going to throw in the dual hand movements for other purposes, maximum load more than anything. But again, fine-tuned movement, blood flow. It's a finisher more than anything. I'm not trying to load up anything crazy. That's a great finisher. So that concludes my back day for Joe the Machine / Gasp. One thing I want you to take away from this is whether my best friend and training partner Paul is with me or not, the job gets done with full intensity, my whole heart, and the passion to become what I want to be. So you gotta do it when no one's watching. You gotta do it when everyone's watching. And you gotta do it solo sometimes too. But the work ethic never changes. This is what it takes to be a professional.